Ben Yohanan Ish Yerushalayim Omer Yehei beitecha patuach lervacha. Your house should be open wide for travelers to stop in. First has to be like Abraham Avinu, that his tent was open on all four sides in order that people should come and be able to enter his house and to do hesed with them. Like in Yerushalayim, your B'chor Yeshiva in Yerushalayim, you can go to a shul, not have a place to eat right on Friday night. You go to the Gabbai. Gabbai says, you need a place to stay? You need a place for your meal? He says, yeah. He goes, Shammai, Bulpo, come here. See this Borchochik? You're going to host him. He doesn't have a place to stay. And that's how people are in Israel. Their houses are open. You're a Jew. I don't know you. It's okay. Come. You eat my meal. I host you. And I open today. People are very hesitant. And they're very scared. Understandably so. For Jews, we have to do, the rule applies, respect him but suspect him, but still respect him. You should do achanasat orchim. You should host people. It should be that your house is a place where people who are stopping by from out of town, they should be able to stay in your house and eat with you in your house. Your poor people should be the members of your house. So one opinion in the commentaries say this means that the people who you hire for your house, as the cleaning lady, as the servant, as the person doing jobs in your house, should be poor people. You should give a parnasat to poor people. Or the Rabbi Zino says it means that when you have poor people over in your house, you should make them feel like members of your family. Your guests should feel like as if it's their house. As the people say in the different language, they say mikasa tu casa. My house is your house, meaning you feel comfortable, feel as if it's your house. You know, that's how it should make a person feel when they come to your house. And do not talk too much with the wife. What does that mean? The Mishnah says, Bishto Amru, talking about your own wife. The Mishnah is talking about how much more so not to somebody else's wife. Now, obviously, a person has to have a healthy relationship with his wife. It's talking about where a person needs to give attention to his wife. He needs to speak to her. He didn't speak to her the whole day. He didn't give her attention. That, of course, everyone agrees you have to give. What we're talking about excessively means, well, you already bonded, you already give her attention, you already did a lot of activities with her, and what, you're just bored sitting around. You could have been learning, you could have been done something productive, and you choose to sit and schmooze. You choose to talk to her more. So therefore, that is where excessive talk, tarbeh, it's too much. That's where there's no constructive purpose. That's what the Mishnah says is to be avoided. How much more so to avoid speaking with somebody else's wife, which is not permitted 100% asur. It could lead to suspicion, gossip. It could lead to actual sin. It could bring you close to somebody else. It's Shulchan Aruch writes explicitly in the Ibn Ezer, you're not allowed to even ask for the well-being of so and so's wife. You cannot. It's not appropriate. A person cannot go and have a conversation. He sees a lady in the street, and he goes, somebody's wife, and he goes to have a full-blown conversation with her. How are you? How are the kids? How's everything? Somebody, married man, and somebody else's wife, and have a whole conversation as if they're friends in the street. It's not appropriate. You should not be speaking to somebody else's wife. So therefore, this is what the Mishnah says. How much more so a person goes to Yeshua, he goes to a party, he goes to a wedding, he goes and he gives achuk muchi, God forbid, to somebody who's not his wife. He goes to his aunt, to his cousin's married, or even if she's not married, he goes and his friend's wife, he goes and gives her a handshake, he goes and gives her a kiss in the cheek, he goes and gives her a hug, he dances with his friend's wife, God forbid, all these things. This is Shemin Achaim, this is 100% asur. And those people who tell you, Rabbi, we always did it, nothing happened, don't worry about. You should know, this is the Yetzer Hara speaking, and you should know that these people, they're doing it from lack of knowledge. They should learn, and they should realize how much of Horban, how much of a destruction this mentality causes, and therefore we have to learn what the Torah says and to keep it, and the sages know what they're talking about. They're telling us, they're saving us from much, much suffering, much, much anguish. Amru Chachamim, Kol Zman She'adam Marbeh Simcha Isha, anytime a person talks too much with his wife, Gorem Ra'ah Le'asmo, he brings to himself detriment, he causes harm to himself. Motel Midivrei Torah, he neglects Torah study. V'sofo Yoresh Genom, and in the end, he will inherit Genom. What does this mean? This means that a person who talks too many idle talk with his wife will lead to bad things. Meaning, if you talk too much, you could easily go into Lashon Hara about something that happened and about somebody who did something to you. So you could easily speak bad. Or You could go and speak about somebody who disrespected you and something that happened to you, and then your wife will get upset and she'll be emotional and she'll do something wrong because of that. It could easily lead to non-appropriate conversations halachically. And also, spending too much with a wife, he ends up wasting time from Torah. He could have learned why you're still schmoozing with her after you already spent time with her. And the last thing is, you could get Geino. Why? Because a lot of times the wife, if you speak too much with her, the time that she's nidah, that also could lead to a sin. But on top of that, the Gemara says that a person listens to the advice of his wife in spiritual matters, it's not proper. Why? Because not always do they have Torah values, and not always do they speak from being a clear, level-headed approach. Sometimes they speak from bias, sometimes they speak from emotion. So therefore, you could end up listening to their advice and doing something wrong. So therefore, a person should always get advice from a Torah perspective, a level-headed, unbiased opinion. And if a person speaks too much to his wife, it could be that she'll give him advice and he'll end up doing something wrong, and that's what it means. So for Yeresh Gehinom, it doesn't mean someone's wife is bad. It doesn't mean women are bad. It means you should talk to them, you should have conversations with them, person should enjoy the presence of his wife. But it means that a person has to know there's a time and place for everything. Baruch Mayolam.